Very well, thanks for dropping by. Off you go.
So this is a re-upload because I did get some information wrong. So Blue Stockings UK Limited, which is the Acolyte shell company in England, looks to be like someone came in and saved it from being dissolved. And my theory is it's probably the Walt Disney Company itself, because of the fact that they're doing an internal audit of Lucasfilm and trying to figure out where all the money came from. Now, I have the audit, and the shell company's expenditures are interesting, but what they have on the books right now is not enough to make one episode of whatever they were making. And I've got those numbers shown. When they reported expenditures, etc., it was upwards of 34 million pounds sterling. Okay, so there was money in that account, and then this annual report was put out there in September of 2022, right when Karen McCarthy was probably in the middle of trying to negotiate to get some money out of Lucasfilm for the work that she put in for 2 weeks, and to get compensation for the job that she lost with Sugar, and with the Acolyte. But why? I looked to when this was all started, and it was started before the time that she was brought on board, or maybe during the time, and within 2 weeks she was gone. So this is the annual report for 2022. This is the year that I would say Karen McCarthy's attorneys are interested in. And if any of them are watching, they might want to take a look at the annual report. It's easy to find at the company's house. I went there just to see if the shell company had been dissolved, and it hadn't. Which makes me think that Disney itself came to that shell company's rescue, not because they're making the Acolyte, but because they want to preserve evidence in case they need it. Maybe to work on the lawsuit with McCarthy if that hasn't been worked out yet, or for whatever Headland little screwball nut job thing that she was doing, okay, with Kennedy. It's interesting because, again, like I said, when you see the money, you're going to go, where the hell did they get that? And why the hell did they hire McCarthy, then fire her? And I'm going to say the people that are involved with this whole little machination are Rhonda Yajort up in San Francisco, Candace Campos in Burbank, Headland and Kennedy, and Rain Roberts. Okay, they all were privy. This is the circle of trust Kennedy and Headland had created around the Acolyte. I'll die on this hill. Disney never gave them a green light at all. There was no reason to. Because there's no reason to make the show. Again, it's a show no one wanted. A show about the Sith would be cool. Not this one. Okay, it's kind of like, I'd love to have a young Han Solo trilogy. Just not the show we got. Because the show we got sucked. Okay, that's in the same kind of vein here. And it looks to me, when they realized they weren't getting the green light, And McCarthy was not part of that circle of trust, that cone of silence. She was tossed out the door. Now, why would they do that? Because she probably would have said, where's this money coming from? And she probably would have said, did we really get the green light? Okay, because I believe strongly that they were never given the green light for any of this. Okay. Others, would like to argue at that point. Find me where Chapek said okay.
Oh, she's horrible. I've made a ghastly, ghastly mistake.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
So here's the turnover and the cost of sales, gross, lost profit, 5, whatever. Here's the current debtors at 7 million some odd pounds sterling, cash on bank in hand. They've spent a lot of money on something, obviously. This, again, says they did have money at one time and then did not, or they never had that money. And again, I think somebody came in and rescued them, or money was coming in piecemeal, which if you look at the evidence for filming, Headland filmed here and there. It wasn't an intense schedule, but this is what they have now. 8,000, or had back in September of 2022. This is an abomination. Okay, and it also tells me that there's something definitely going on if this is the accounting for filming in England, filming in Wales, filming in the UK, filming a little bit in the Azores. I'm really, or not the Azores, but Madeira, off the coast of Portugal. I am really, really stunned by this in some ways, but it leads me to believe that there was something illegal going on, and also the fact that I would say this is fraud. Just looking at the numbers, from what the annual report says, it's fraud. If their expenditures were 34 or whatever that says, million pounds sterling, I look at this as kind of a smoking gun, which is why I kind of think that Disney was the one that paid the corporation off the licensing fees to Companies House, because they may need it for proof of something, where the money went. Because again, I'm going to die on this hill, this man and his predecessor never gave Kennedy the green light, which is why Karen McCarthy sued their asses off. Okay? They could not have her involved with whatever Campos, Hjort, Headland, Roberts, and Kennedy were doing. All right? It's a circle of trust. The girl who ran this company, she's involved too. Okay, because, she was taking the money. And like Sparrow said, they didn't know where the money was coming from. Now, I'm going to say this. Maybe Rain Roberts didn't know either, but she's still part of this, which makes her guilty as hell in whatever kind of conspiracy was going on. Okay? And, again, it lines up with suspicions of fraud. If, Chapek and Iger didn't give him the green light, I wouldn't doubt Kennedy would try to finance her Ray movie like this if she'd ever been given the opportunity. Okay, again, Bob Iger does not want to make a Ray movie. You would have to be a really stupid person to believe that. Okay, look at Disney. Look at where Disney is in the box office. Oh wait, no matter how many woke individuals Iger fires, he's still woke. Okay, VR. Okay, I get it. Insert eye roll. The thing about it is, Iger in this has been totally misread by the fandom. He is an opportunist, not a wokester. Okay, he virtue signaled to get Hollywood on board with his presidential aspirations. Now he's getting out of it because he never believed it to begin with. And apparently, now Kennedy has thrown her own so-called woke Pollyanna bullshit under the bus when confronting him. Okay? And yet we have this so-called project that, as far as we can tell, has never been greenlit. But at one point they spent 34,460,000 something pounds sterling. And they're under the gun for jilting a well-known producer out of her paycheck because she got fired for no reason at all, no cause. All right? And you don't think there's something hinky about that? This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.